देखना हम कैसे एरिया वहां से
Sri Vikram Mishri on the ongoing developments regarding Operation Sindoor. We also have with us Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh.
अब आतंकियों की बची खुची जमीन को भी मिट्टी में मिलाने का समय आ गया है।
Director General of Military Operation DGMOs of India and Pakistan will take place on Monday evening, official sources said that.
No, certainly, the meeting between the two DGMOs is expected today, was at 12 noon. Now it's supposed to be at 5 o'clock in the evening. There could be some, matters which are continuing to be resolved, some nuances to be worked out. And so I think definitely, yes, there is nothing much to read as of now in this delay. This delay can be due to some basic reasons because, once the understanding had been reached between India and Pakistan that cross-border firing would stop between the two nations, slowly and slowly, almost all, violations have stopped by now. Some were continuing till yesterday also. And it happens. It's in the nature of war and, ceasefires or potential, pause in the conflict that some chutmut incidents keep happening. So I think they've now petered out and the DGMO meetings will be held in the evening.
Also, PM level talk, India accused Pakistan of ceasefire violation hour after Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri announced that India and Pakistan had reached an understanding to stop all firing and military action on land, air and sea with immediate effect late on Saturday, sir.
See, the Prime Minister holding a meeting with the top brass of the army and our security establishment before the DGMO meetings, I think is the right logical thing because the political leadership has to give an overarching direction to the military leadership before the DGMO goes into a conversation with his counterpart in Pakistan. So I think that was very much needed as part of the process. That is one. Secondly, in terms of the violations which occurred after the understanding was reached, my understanding is that even if the Pakistan army or the top leadership of Pakistan had agreed to pause, all conflict, there are factions within the Pakistan army which are not happy with this decision at all. There are jihadi, Ghazi-minded officials in the Pakistan army. They would have done something at their own level to continue the conflict. And secondly, do not forget China. China has enough or some influence amongst the Pakistani intelligence and military apparatus. And on the instigation of China, some of these officials may have also continued to launch, minor attacks on India to keep in order to maybe even spoil the understanding, because it is not in their interest. It is not in the interest of the Ghazis and the die-hard jihadis that this war should stop. It is also in the interest and it benefits China if the Pakistan-India conflict continues, because the more it continues, the more it draws in India. So there could be some such elements who would have had continued some sporadic incidents, but overall, with time, I think in the last 24 hours or 36 hours, there is now a pause in any incidents across the border.
Also, sir, while the migrate and the Indian military shows the debris of likely PL-15 air-to-air missile, which is of Chinese origin and was used by Pakistan during the attack on India. The baggage of the Chinese origin YIHA and Sindoor drones that were shot down by India has also been shown.
No, certainly, these are the spoils, or you can say the treasures of war. Once we get these, wreckages or pieces that we recover, we can get to reverse engineer and very well understand the Chinese technology which goes into the weapons that had been used by the Pakistanis. Similarly, the Turkish Songar drones and other drones. So I would think, and every right-thinking person would think, that this is a treasure trove of information. Now we can re-engineer and find out better as to what electronics, jammers, and what all engineering is there in the Chinese drones or missiles which Pakistan had used. And in fact, this would be helpful to us in a situation in future with China. So this is gold for us.
Also, during this few years, the character of terrorist activities have changed. Innocent civilians were being attacked. Pahalgaon take पाप का ये घड़ा भर चुका है.
See what the DGMO said about the changing nature of terrorism is absolutely on the mark. Over the years, as Kashmir has transitioned towards democracy, right, with a local election out there, and along with it, the security arrangements have been tightened up. The terrorists, the radicals are finding it extremely difficult to target the army, which they earlier used to, and our security forces. So now they are picking soft targets, and especially soft targets to hurt India's economy, Kashmir's economy, and India's economy overall. You know, when tourists get killed in Kashmir, obviously through the nation it sends a shock wave. So it is an economic hit on India, in addition to being a terror hit, and in addition to being a hit to divide, to break the unity of the country. So the changing pattern of these terror attacks is very much evident, I would say.
Also, aerial vehicle employed by Pakistan were also thrown by the India geniusly developed soft and hard kill counter UAS system and the well-trained India air defense personnel.
See, in addition to the various other success stories of our forces in this Pahalgam conflict, I would say, one very important learning, outcome, demonstration has been of our air defense systems. I would in fact appeal that the air defense systems of India, the indigenous ones, we have a mix, we have some imported joint venture also, but I'm talking the indigenous ones, which are manufactured in India, like the Akash, QRSAM, MRSAM, etc. We should talk more about them. See, in the Iraq war, the Scud missiles became very famous.
प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस शुरू होने के ठीक पहले राष्ट्रकवि रामधारी सिंह दिनकर की जो कृष्ण की चेतावनी है उन पंक्तियों को सामने रखा गया और कहा गया कि याचना नहीं अब रण होगा, जीवन जय या मरण होगा। कल शिव तांडव स्त्रोत के जरिए दुश्मन को संदेश दिया गया था और आज राष्ट्रकवि रामधारी सिंह दिनकर की इन प्रमुख पंक्तियों के जरिए ये किस तरह के डिटरेंट को क्रिएट किया जा रहा है, किस तरह के मैसेज को दिया जा रहा है, इसको थोड़ा इलेबोरेट करके अगर आप बताएं तो जाहिर तौर पर ये संदेश और व्यापक तौर पर जाएगा। और एक छोटा सा सवाल मेरा यह है कि ड्रोन अटैक को लेकर जो बातें सामने निकल कर आई हैं, एक बहुत हाइप क्रिएट था टर्किश ड्रोन को लेकर, TB2 और उसके तमाम ड्रोन को लेकर। ऐसा लगता है कि वो हाइप और ओवररेटेड ड्रोन जो है वो भारत में धराशायी हो गया, एक मैसेज दुनिया को चला गया कि अब हाइब्रिड वॉरफेयर में इसकी औकात नहीं बची है।
ओके, ऑल राइट, ओके, थैंक यू। आपने क्या नाम बताया अपना और किस एजेंसी से हैं? न्यूज़ नेशन से। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपकी हिंदी सुनकर और हिंदी कविता सुनकर। तो मेरे कलीग ने अभी बताया, आई थिंक आई मेंशन्ड येहा टू बी चाइनीज origin. I would like to correct myself. The Yeha drones are of Turkish origin. So that comes to your question. All right. चूंकि आपने शुरू किया श्री रामधारी सिंह दिनकर जी की कविता से, हमारे राष्ट्र कवि रहे हैं, और क्या संदेश दिया जा रहा है, तो मैं बस आपको रामचरितमानस की एक कुछ पंक्ति याद दिलाऊंगा, आप समझ जाएंगे। तो याद कीजिए वो पंक्ति जो है, विनय न माने जलधि जड़, भय 3 दिन बीत, बोले राम सकोप तब, भय बिन होए न प्रीत। तो समझदार के लिए इशारा ही काफी। और जहां तक ये टर्किश ड्रोन्स का सवाल है, आपने देखा किस तरह के रेकेज यहाँ पे फोटोग्राफ्स हमने दिखाए हैं, चाहे वो टर्किश ड्रोन्स हो या और कहीं के भी ड्रोन्स हो। हमारे काउंटर यूएस सिस्टम्स, हमारे ट्रेन्ड एयर डिफेंस ऑपरेटर्स पूरी तरह सक्षम हैं, और हमारी देश की जो इंडिजिनस कैपेबिलिटी है काउंटर यूएस के लिए, उसने दिखा दिया है कि चाहे किसी भी तरह की टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाए, हम उसको काउंटर करने के लिए तैयार हैं। और मुझे बोलने की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है, आपने खुद ही अपनी आंखों से देखा है हमने इनका क्या हश्र किया है।
আপুনি বিচৰা বাতৰি পাব কেৱল নিউজ 18 এপত। নিউজ 18 এপ ডাউনলোড কৰিবলৈ স্ক্যান কৰক এই QR কোড। গুগল প্লে ষ্টৰতো পাব এই নিউজ 18 এপ।